Hello everybody! Welcome to CR I Learn Chinese Facebook page, YouTube channel, as well as 英语环球广播的微博。大家好，我是牛牛 This is Niuniu, and right here with me, Mr. Tony Reed.
Hey Niuniu, and hello to everyone out there. It's good to be here as usual.
Yes, it's good to be here, and I think I have a sense of fresh in the morning. It's different and it's very nice.
It's too early.
It's too early for us, but I think it will be a nice time slot for some of our friends online who are, always saying, yo, you should do the live streams in the mornings. We can catch you, and now you can for this special live stream for Takeaway Chinese. So we do Takeaway Chinese live streams once a week mostly. So Tony, what's something different or something special about Takeaway Chinese live streams comparing to other kind of live streams?
Well, you have two people who like to crack jokes at each other. And, I mean, for me, I think it's really good that people are actually able to take away something.
Yes.
And we get to hear from people from all over the world, which is also really cool. And it's nice to hear greetings in different languages, and it's like we're all connected.
We are all connected.
This global communication.
Yes. Yeah. It's kind of like we are having a huge meeting online with all of our friends. Yeah, that's a bad one. I was trying to
segue that in there.
Yeah, I was trying to segue that into, that's the theme of today, because nowadays with the work of our everyday, let's say, job getting more and more complicated and more, I will say, specialized and professional, it is very important for us to get to know what we are doing, to have let's say, to be on the same page, to understand each one's process and steps, and that is a very key procedure. And one thing to do that is to have meetings, and I think that is probably why we are having this special episode of Takeaway Chinese. We are talking about meetings.
Since we all love meetings, right?
I understand that Tony's being sarcastic. You have to admit, sometimes the meeting can be, long and a little bit,
unproductive,
boring, a little bit. But it is also possible that some meetings can be very efficient, and you get to know what everybody's doing, and you get to make suggestions to, sometimes if you're having a meeting in the company, you can put in suggestions about how the company would develop to in the future. And if you're having a family meeting, which I had a lot of family meetings when I was a kid in my family. My parents are the kind of parents who, like to hold family meetings and get to know what I was thinking about and adjust the, let's say, layout of the family blueprint a little bit, and to, take my ideas into consideration. That is very sweet. So
I have ever had that kind of...
Really?
No, not really. I wouldn't call it a family meeting. It's more like
that's what my parents named.
Gathering, but not to discuss anything.
A gathering is a meeting.
It's more like we're going to have a meal together. We're going to, hang out.
Oh, yeah, we call it...
Catch up, this kind of thing.
We call it dinner meeting sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah, dinner meeting. Anyway, that is going to be the theme of today's live stream, and I cannot wait saying hello to those of you who have already joined. So yes, let's see who are here with us. Oh, I see many of you already. Jessie is watching. Hi, Jessie. Haven't seen you for a while for the afternoon live streams, but I'm very glad to catch you, or very glad that you catch us in the morning. And I'm saying hello to Kim Yanak, saying hello, my idol. Oh, thank you. That's very sweet of you. And it's okay if you consider me your friend. I love it when you guys consider me as your friend.
No, she didn't say friend. She said idol.
She did say that.
That's pretty awesome.
It is. And hello to Raz. Raz, hello to you. And okay, you. Peppa saying you are beautiful. Thank you. John saying hi. Oh, yes. Hello to everyone watching the live stream. This is Niuniu and Tony, and you're watching probably with CR I Learn Chinese Facebook page, or YouTube channel, or 英语环球广播的微博. Today we're talking about meetings, and I'm saying hi also to Katrina, excuse me. Katrina saying I like meetings. See, I have friends out there, I have people you know, same people. Very happy to know that. Yes, meetings can be productive in terms of communication. If you talk to each and every individual, it takes time, but if you talk in a meeting, it really saves time. Yes, and we have Katrina saying 大家好. Also Chibuzo, 你好 to you too. Harry, hi. Harry is sending in nice emojis. Thank you for sending those in. And Liam saying 早安牛牛和 Tony, 谢谢你们的直播. Good morning, Tony and 牛牛. Thank you for the live stream. 早上好. Very happy. And we have Naveed saying, you guys, nice to see you again. Yes, very nice to see you. As you can see, we are in the studio and you guys would see the recording of Takeaway Chinese in today's live stream. But there is another reason that we'd like to, or let's say that inspired me talking about meetings. That is one of the biggest meetings in the country, the most important one, the one that actually paints the blueprint of the future development of not a company, not a single family, but the country is around the corner. Actually, we are literally looking at the corner, and one step would allow us to see the meeting, because that meeting is going to be kicked off this afternoon. That is the 2 sessions, 两会.
两会.
Yep. So literally, 两 is 2 and 会 is meetings, but it's not 2 meetings, it's 2 series of meetings. One meeting discussing probably what laws to make, to amend, make some changes, you know, to the most important rules in the world, which is the laws. And another meeting would be, I would say, a little bit more lighthearted. We will have people from all walks of life discussing or offering their suggestions or a better way to live our lives, and they give suggestions to the lawmakers, so that even though for now those suggestions are only put in the form of suggestions instead of actual bill or motion or laws, but the lawmakers would consider them, and if those are really nice suggestions, maybe next year or year after that, they will put them in the form of laws. So yes, 两会, one of the most important political events here in China.
Yeah, I think a lot of us, at least foreigners that are living in China, you hear about it, you know, the 2 sessions, but you don't really know what it's about. So I think that's also
Did I explain it clear enough?
Yeah, I think that it's pretty clear. I mean, I think after today's live stream, it'll be clearer for a lot of other people.
Yes, so for our friends who have just turned in, and if you missed that very clear, crystal clear explanation, we actually have a short video prepared for you to understand what are the 2 sessions. So let's have a watch and hope you enjoy it.
NPC deputies, or 中国人大代表, are lawmakers. They are members of the highest organ of state power in China, the National People's Congress, or NPC. So, how are NPC deputies chosen? Well, they are elected by people's congresses in provinces, autonomous regions, and municipalities, directly under the central government. The armed forces select their own deputies, and deputies from Hong Kong, Macau, and Taiwan follow separate rules by the NPC. CPPCC members, or 中社委员, are the political advisors. They belong to the country's political advisory body, the Chinese People's Political Consultative Conference, known as CPPCC. Its members come from all walks of life, and they are selected through consultation and recommendations. The body also has some star power. That's why you can see some familiar faces among its members, including actor Jackie Chan and former NBA star Yao Ming. Both NPC deputies and CPPCC members play important roles in China's political life. Each year they shoulder heavy responsibilities, and together they draw up a blueprint for the country's development.
All right, that is the first video we watched, and it's, a comprehensive or rather simplified introduction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Generalized. There's one acronym I get tripped up on. That's the CPPC?
CPPCC.
Ah, okay.
You get the hang of it. Actually, I've been working here for, I'll say, almost more than 6 years, and I touched upon that idea again and again every year, and I mess up the P and C a little bit every year.
It's pretty long.
But don't worry about it. You can just understand it as one. The NPC, the National People's Congress, is about lawmaking. So you have lawmakers being serious about, the articles and some changes to make it more comprehensive, making sure there are no loopholes, just making sure they're not outdated, something like that is happening on one side. And on the other side, where there are a lot of C's and P's, you can see that they are making suggestions, rather lighthearted, but some can be very important and some can be very unconventional, I would say. They make fun suggestions all the time, and we have selected some funny and interesting and, debatable suggestions for this year. We can have a little discuss of that as well. So yes, that's about 两会, two sessions.
People can have a sense of humor in this meeting, or what?
No, don't waste everybody's time. You think about it.
That's what I mean. You said the suggestions are like fun and interesting, and I'm
when it comes to fun and interesting, for example, previous years there has been suggestions about we should have 4.5 working days and 2.5 weekend for every 2 weeks.
So just get off early on one day.
Yes, get off early on Friday afternoon. So you just leave Friday noon once 2 weeks. So there has been that. I think that's a fun suggestion. That is not a very serious suggestion. It's just about making people happier.
It's serious for people who are working hard. I mean, that's not a funny matter.
I think it's not funny for those employers who really want their company or their employee to work. So yeah, there are different kinds of suggestions.
I think they could probably use that as leverage. Like, okay, yeah, if you want that half day off, you got to make sure you produce. If you don't produce, then you can't take it.
See, fun suggestions we can talk about, and they do talk about those suggestions on the meetings they have, or they will actually start having this afternoon. Which remind me of letting you guys know that if you want to know more information about the 2 sessions, you can stay with us precisely with 英语环球广播的微博 as well as CGTN. And if you are a radio lover, you love to listen to things, you can also check us out on podcast or on your local or any way you find us on radio, because we are going to broadcast the entire process of the 2 sessions. Normally it lasts for 2 weeks, but for this year, because of the pandemic, and we want to make it as productive as possible, so it has been kind of like adjusted to around a week. And
oh wow, so the 2 sessions is about a week. About a week
for this year.
Oh.
Yes. So let's see what are some questions you guys are raising now in the comment area. I'm saying hello to Belly and to the budget, saying 你好, 你好 to you too. Mac, you're here. Hi, happy to see you, Mac. Kim saying 你好老师. Yes, my meetings are all virtual these days. Yes, that is another thing as well.
Yep.
There are many virtual meetings now.
And that's kind of interesting, because I feel like in a lot of these virtual meetings you're looking more at yourself than other people.
I know. I do that when I have video chat with others sometimes.
Yeah.
And also, for me, I think it's just a personal thing, because I didn't have a lot of virtual meetings here in China, just some. So I'm still not quite adjusted to it. I'm still a little bit like I can concentrate on, let's say, meetings where we are physically in the meeting room, but it's hard for me to concentrate for, I don't know, an hour, 2 hours if I am on a virtual meeting.
Yeah, and there's no beauty cams either. You know, it's
I know.
No frills. You're looking at yourself as is, and I think that's also an adjustment.
Yeah. And Shi Yuanmei, 你好, and Raz, very happy to see you. We have Christian saying, so this session is similar to a special Congress session where they vote and choose the new laws and the direction of the country of the next year. Yes, I think some people would compare the National People's Congress as the parliament of some countries, and their own lawmakers, they vote on things and they pass certain laws, and they also, let's say, take certain laws out of the picture because they're outdated, and they make amendments, they make adjustments. So yes.
But after that week, the law comes into effect, right? And it's carried
depends.
out.
They also vote on when the law comes into effect.
Okay.
So different articles. That's, yeah, I think, Christian, you are
like in
on
the
it.
States, it's different. Like it has to go through Congress, the House, and then the Senate, and then they vote, and then it goes to the president, and it goes to the vice president, and then he can either pass it or veto it. So the process can, you know, take time. So it's just, yeah, I think it's very different.
Yeah, I think for different political system, there are different ways. But the ultimate aim is to make sure that we can adjust to the path the country is on, and we can better have layouts of the country and better help the country serve the people. That's mainly the idea. And hello, Ricardo. Very happy to see you. And Christian saying, that's very accurate. We already know the productivity is not correlated to the working hours. A more happy and rested employee is a more productive employee. See, whenever someone is offering a suggestion for us to rest a little bit more and work a little bit less, people love it.
Of course.
But you have to understand, I think, for different different companies, it's possible that the company would say, of course, we can give you that one extra resting day, but it's possible that we have to lower your wage, which is not something we like to see anymore.
That's the trade-off, right?
That's the trade-off.
Most people are like, yeah, I'm okay with having time off, but yeah, don't cut my money.
Yeah, that's not happening. But there are more things that people are concerned when it comes to 两会, the two sessions. For example, people would think of how the economy is going to go for the next year. What are some key, let's say, areas or industries? What should we expect when it comes to sometimes the environmental protection or sometimes healthcare? So people have different concerns over the two sessions, and I actually did a street interview asking about what people concern or what people care the most about the upcoming two sessions. So now let's watch that video and see what Chinese people care the most about the two sessions. Hello everyone, this is Niuniu and welcome to the streets. Are you guys familiar with the two sessions, 两会, in China?
I've heard of it,
yeah,
but I don't really know much
just the
about
name.
it.
一些人在商量百姓的一些东西。
没有多大关注。
Oh, I know it. It's starting the 4th of March,
That
for
one.
about 2 weeks.
Government sessions.
Well, many people from all over China come to Beijing.
两会, or the two sessions, is around the corner, being one of the most important political events in China. 两会 lay out the blueprint for the country and help the country better serve its people. That's why I'm on the street today asking around what the Chinese people want. So let's go and find out.
类似于教育类的吧。
垃圾分类、公共交通还是教育方面吧。
房子改造。
医疗。
我当然是这关心我这衣食住行啊。
学校里面就是平时我们上的课是越来越多元化，就希望以后能保持这种，然后也越来越开放。
我经历的，不管孩子的学校，然后还有幼儿园什么的，我觉得资源什么方面还都挺好的，
以前的雾霾非常严重，但现在经过就是改善，就好很多了。
路上那个用电能源的汽车变多了，就环境污染就肯定就减少了。
垃圾分类这些，让城市更干净一些嘛，就是完善一下吧。感觉现在虽然说政策出来了，但是，实施方面还不是很到位。
垃圾分类影响挺大的啊，因为我就是带孩子出去，就比如去日本玩的时候，我觉得人家那边的垃圾分类就已经做得特别完善了。然后我相信有一天肯定会像他们一样，就是而且会做得比他们会更好的啊。
一方面是费用太高，这个养老院呀什么的，每月其实还挺贵的。
所以只能是居家养老。居家养老就存在，居家养老呢，首先从成本上就解决好多问题，它不可能，花那么多钱，这样呢，有的呢还就是钱多，你在家居家养老那就好一点，钱少你居家养老的也是比较困难一点。
是一个城市提升的机会，借此呢会变得更好。
那个冰雪的项目运动肯定会普及到大家那个身边，大家肯定也会都去想体验一下这种运动。
机会的话可以带孩子去现场看一下啊。
一个是我觉得提振大家的信心吧，一个是也让北京的这种很多场馆上建设上面，或者说这种宣传上面，能让大家觉得更有信心吧，北京更有意思。
So, which answers resonate with yours? What do you want to learn about Lianghui or two sessions? What's your major concern over this political event? Let me know in the comments and see you next time. And that are some issues people care about. Actually, when I was doing the street interview, I realized that people are very genuine when it comes to something concerning their real lives. They would not, make small talks with you or joke about it too much. They actually do care about, for example, if for the parents who have kids, they'll say, I like the education system nowadays, they're helping me, but because of, for example, the pandemic, a lot of meetings or a lot of classes have to go virtually, which makes me concerned about the eyesight of my kids. And for people who have elders to support, they would think, I hope there would be more facilities helping us with the provide care for the elders. So yeah, I think that's why we're having the two sessions. That is, we need to know what people really want to, and we know that through different ways, including one is this one, that is we select and we elect the representatives of the people and have them have a meeting once a year to make sure that these voices, these opinions matter, and these opinions actually turn into something that will make our lives better.
Yeah, I saw one comment about garbage sorting. And I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
Being able to, I guess, organize the garbage a little bit better.
Yeah, put them into different categories so they can be recycled better.
Makes me wonder what that person does for a living. I mean, maybe if there's a lot of garbage around her and she's like, man, we need to take care of this.
You have a very wild imagination.
I'm very practical, I think.
Yeah, that too. And at the same time, let me have a shout out to our friends on Facebook as well as 英语环球广播, and then we'll get started recording today's Takeaway Chinese. And when we are recording, don't worry about it, because you might think, when they're recording, I have nothing to do with that. I should, go and stop watching. You shouldn't.
Bottom line, just stick with us. Don't leave.
Don't leave, because we will have the vocabulary floating next to me, so you can have the opinion of it, the character itself, as well as the translation, that is the English, the meaning of the vocabulary. That is a perfect opportunity for you to take notes and to learn your Chinese. So don't you go away. Yeah, the bottom line, stick with us. And hello, Hugo. And Giovanni, you're here. Very happy to see you. And we have Christian saying, I read in the news that the two sessions are going to discuss to declare as national interest the Bad Tone Club. You didn't read that in news. See, I did ask questions about what do you care the most about the 2 sessions, and if you are a member and you're going to raise a proposal
they should put that in law. That would be awesome.
The legislators, I'm pretty sure you're going to say that.
Bad Tone Club lives.
That just made me mad and happy at the same time. This is very confusing. And Terry is running late, but don't worry about it. Very happy to see you. And we have Giovanni saying, I like how the young people more sorting. Tony said it while I was writing. Aw, you guys.
Yeah?
Yeah, your mind synced, I believe.
Yeah.
And one more comment from iCody on 英语环球广播 saying round table 的 Tony 声音好好听
Oh my
very
goodness.
lovely voice.
A round table listener.
Yeah, our round table listener. I think I've been on round table with you several times.
Yeah, long
ago.
Long time ago. Yeah.
But I believe, see, we have a lot of listeners loving you and saying you have lovely and beautiful voice, and they even find you here on the live stream and give you that compliment.
He's flattering me here, guys.
You guys can see
love
his
the comments.
face.
Thank you guys so much for your support and loyalty, you know, listening to the programs, and yeah, we do it for you.
We do it for you. Okay, so now it's time for us to start recording the Takeaway Chinese audio show. And like I said, there will be explanation of the vocabulary next to me, so you guys can take notes. Hopefully you can enjoy that. And don't worry, after the recording of the first part, we'll get back to you, especially to any of your questions. So if you have any questions, comments, you can leave them in the comment area and we'll address them as soon as we finish the first part recording. So don't you go away. All right, let's get started with the show. 你好，欢迎收听随行汉语 Welcome to Takeaway Chinese. I'm Niu Honglin. Today with me, Mr. Tony Reed in the studio. Hi, Tony.
How's it going, everyone? And Niuniu, of course.
Very happy, and we are recording this show in the morning.
Let's see how much Chinese we can get wrong today.
You're giving the supervillain smile again, and my mission as a superhero is to make sure you don't mess up with too many Chinese vocabs and expressions.
All right,
I'll help you with that.
I support that.
That's very important. And for today, actually, we have a theme of meeting. Meeting is going to be the theme of today. So do you know how to say meeting in Chinese?
Hui. I forget.
Actually, hui works.
Hui works, right?
Hui works because hui yi is meeting, but hui is, I'll say, you can understand it as hui is a meeting, whereas yi is discuss. So when you put them together,
Hui.
it's more comprehensive. It's a 2-syllable word, which people like, and which is very,
so they don't like 1-syllable words or 3-syllable words?
For modern Chinese, 2-syllable words or words that are more than 2 syllables are more easy to understand, and you put them in context because we know there are not many sounds in the Chinese language. We have the sounds.
And you got to get the tones just right, otherwise people don't understand.
But even with the tones, you still have a lot of words with similar tones, with same tones, with similar pronunciations, and that pose a challenge to people.
Hence my frustration. Yes.
Which is why if you have 2-syllable words, you would have longer sentences, and you combine the hints you got from the 2-syllable words and from the context, it's easier to understand.
Okay.
So yes, we like 2-syllable words a little bit more. So 会议, that's meeting.
会议.
And today we're going to talk about meetings. I think it's very practical because it is really hard for anybody to dodge meeting entirely. So you will have some meetings in your life.
I don't know. I do a pretty good job of that here.
You know, a 2-people meeting is still a meeting. Okay. Like I said, it is very difficult to avoid meetings entirely, which makes knowing how to say meetings and knowing certain vocabularies revolving meeting very important.
Yeah.
So for our dear listeners, if you're interested in Chinese culture and you want to get a grips with the Chinese language, then this is the show for you. Stick with us for 30 minutes and you soon see the rewards. And for more fun Chinese learning, follow our Facebook page, CRI Learn Chinese, to watch many fun videos and live streams. But now, let's provide you some free Chinese for takeaway. 今天下午开例会吗？是的，而且这周轮到我分享了，很期待呢。我一定会做好会议记录的。我还准备了 PPT， 现在就考给你。You're laughing again every time when I finish reading the conversation real slow. You start laughing. Yeah, that's the thing. When I started learning English, I realized that you people talk really fast.
Yeah, we put there's no spaces in the words.
You put things together.
Yeah.
But my way through that stage was to make sure I pronounced every syllable correctly, and when I put them together, they round together quite smoothly. It takes practice.
Yes.
So you gotta know how to pronounce each and single word correct. Them to be easier and easier every day.
Yeah, I'd be taking notes instead of laughing because my tones are pretty bad. So, but this dialogue is mainly about a conversation that two people have when they're about to have a meeting, or talking about what they need to contribute to the meeting, right?
Yes. So let's get started with the first sentence.
Sure.
今天下午开例会吗？
So this is there a regular meeting or a scheduled meeting this afternoon, right?
Yes.
So 今天 is today. 下午 is afternoon.
Yep.
开, is this indicating if something is there or not?
开 in itself, you might understand it as open.
Okay.
So 开门, open the door.
Oh, 开门, open the yeah.
And turn on. 开灯, turn on the light.
Okay.
So 开门, 开灯, 开 would be open something. Turn on something, and in this meeting commence the meeting. 例会, so this is the meeting, right? 例会, yes, we know 会 is meeting.
Yeah.
So you can say 开会, have a meeting. But 例会 itself, 例 carries the meaning of regular. Of something is there because of convention, or because of rules, or because of habits. So, for example, if you go to a restaurant, you would see sometimes 例汤 on the menu. 例汤. Tang is soup.
Soup, yeah.
Yeah,
right,
you know that one.
So regular soup, or the soup of the day.
Soup of the day. So 例汤. So it, like I said, is something, let's say, because of convention, or ritual, or habit, or it's just because of rules. So 例会 here, a regular meeting. I'm not really sure about your company, but for example, here we would have a regular meeting once a week to know.
Just once a week? I think it's every day. There's so many meetings.
Yes, because different apartments would have their regular meetings on different days of the week.
Every day.
So the meeting room is really occupied.
Occupied every day, sometimes 2 or 3 times a day.
Yes, but for our team, it's once a week. So in that week, you would know how the, let's say, different project is processing. You would learn something about different platforms as well. So 例会, regular meetings. 例会.
例会.
今天下午开例会吗? Is there a regular meeting this afternoon? 是的。而且这周轮到我分享了。
So this is, yes, it's my turn to contribute this week, right? So 是的 is yes. 而且
而且 is a really good one. It's very useful because you can understand it as not only but also, that's the but also part, but also is the part where you add something, or let's say you contribute something to the sentence more.
So but or and.
But or and. It depends. If it's a not only but also situation, it is the but also part. And if it is the something something and something, that's the and part. So and also. You can say things like 我喜欢做学汉语直播. I like doing live streams for the Learn Chinese team or the Learn Chinese page. 而且我很喜欢和大家交流. And I also enjoy talking to you guys via internet a lot.
Okay, so you don't say 和 here, you would just say 而且.
而且和 Yeah, I think that's a really good question. If you're using 和, you're putting two things together mainly. But if you're using 而且, you can put two adjectives together. You can also put two sentences together even.
Okay.
So
而且.
We can say Tony 很帅，而且声音很好听。
I heard the cool part at first, but the second part is I'm also what?
I said you look handsome and you also have great voice.
What is the difference between handsome and cool?
There's no specific. Are you asking me about English?
No. In Chinese, because I hear shuai, and shuai has, I think, a few meanings, right?
Yeah, I think handsome is like a word with history. We don't really use that anymore. It's like a little bit outdated.
Dictionary word?
Yeah, dictionary word.
All right.
Oh, I like that expression. So we say 帅 mostly.
All right.
So 很帅，而且声音很好听. You can see that in this sentence because we want to put two adjectives together, or if you think about the structure, it's almost like two sentences together. You have to use 而且. 而且, very important.
Oh, I think I'll actually remember that after this class. 而且, 这周. So this is this week, right?
This week.
And then 轮到.
轮到.
轮.
Yeah, 轮到.
轮到.
轮, you can understand it as a wheel. 轮子 is a wheel. So if the wheels start rotating, start moving.
Oh, a wheel.
Wheel, yeah.
Okay.
And you would have, let's say, a point to certain place. That is one after another after another. So 轮到 is also 轮到 here means it's my turn. So turn to someone.
My turn. Also, the turning of a wheel.
Turning of a wheel.
Okay. All right.
So 轮到 would be, if I say 轮到我了, I was my turn. Mine.
轮到 turn, and then 我 is I, so my. It's just interesting. So you wouldn't say 我的轮到.
No, because 轮到 technically speaking is a verb. So 轮到我 would be it's turning to me.
Okay.
You can understand it like that. But the meaning is it's my turn.
Okay. Yeah, it's a bit different in English.
Yes.
And then 分享了.
分享.
So 分享, this is contribute or share.
Share. 分享 precisely is share. And if you take the two characters apart, 分 is to separate, to cut, and 享 is to enjoy. So you think of a cake, you cut the cake, 分, and enjoy the cake. So you share the cake.
Or a pizza.
分享.
Yeah,
or pizza.
Pizza
Yes.
sounds good.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm hungry.
分享. And of course, you in English, 分享 share. Or let's say the word 分享 in Chinese, it can be both a noun and a verb.
Oh.
So, for example, you tell kids, 你要学会分享. You should learn sharing. 你要学会分享. That's 分享. That's the noun. And you can also say, 我可以和你分享. I can share this.
You're ordering. Okay.
That in Chinese. Okay, so if you do that, I think in the Chinese language you'll be more specific. So you can say things like 你要和小朋友分享. You should share this with your other little friends, other kids, your fellow friends. You would also say 要和弟弟分享. You should share this with your brother.
Oh, Didi, brother.
Yeah, you should. We are a little bit more specific in this context.
Okay.
So 分享. And then 很期待呢.
很期待呢. This is I'm looking forward to it.
Yes.
Yeah. So 很 is very, and then 期待 is look forward.
Yes.
Right?
期待 look forward.
And then 呢 is just extra
little
thing
so hanging around in the end of the sentence. Okay, so in this sentence we do not have the word I in it. 我很期待呢. Of course, you can still say that. It's just in this conversation, it's self-explanatory.
Yeah, you don't need a subject here, right?
Yeah. So 很期待呢, and 期待 here is looking forward. You say it a lot in, let's say, with people you acquaintance. You just started to get to know, and you would say 期待你的光临. So I'm looking forward to your visit. You can also say 期待见面, looking forward to meet you in person. If you guys have been having virtual connection, talking to each other or writing emails, you can put at the end of the email saying 期待见面.
Question. Can this be used in sarcasm?
I think
if there's something that you say that we should do and I really don't want to do it, can I say 很期待呢?
I think
or 吧,很期待吧.
很期待呢 to start with. It's supposed to be 很期待呢. And I don't hear it so often, but I think technically speaking, you can say anything. You can use anything in sarcasm. So as long as you're using the right tone and you are making it very obvious. For example, you can say, I have to work. I have no, let's say, off work days the entire month next month. Looking forward to it. That is obvious.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so it does work sarcastically.
It does work.
Okay.
Yeah, sarcastically.
Nice.
很期待呢, very looking forward to it. But I don't suggest you to do that. Hopefully in your life it's all rosy and beautiful and you don't have to be so sarcastic.
Yes.
Okay, that's 期待. And then 我一定会做好会议记录的.
I will certainly record or take notes in the meeting, right?
Yes, so 我一定会做好会议记录的. I will certainly take notes of the meeting or
I 一定 is definitely or certainly. 会 again, this is meeting?
This is
no, it's
will.
Not, this is will,
this
right?
Is will.
And 做好 or do something, right?
Do good.
Do good.
Okay, so 做好 do good would be I will make sure it happens.
Also make sure.
我会做好记录. I will make good notes or make sure I make notes. 我会做好总结. I will make good summary. 我会做好准备. I will make good prepared. But you can see that both characters mean make good, but actually it means I will make sure something happens smoothly. Something happens.
会议 again is meeting.
Meeting, 会议. We see meeting. 会议, we say 例会. 例会 would be the regular meeting. And since we know 会 itself carries the meaning of meeting already, you can also say things like 周会, weekly meeting. 年会, yearly meeting. And sometimes 两会, the two meetings, or more specifically 2 sessions. So yes, that's 会议. 我会做好会议记录的记录.
记录, this is like record, right?
Yes, and 记录 is like the English word. You have record and record, and here 记录 can be both the noun and the verb. So 记录. Here 会议记录 is the minutes of the meeting or the notes of the meeting, and 记录 you can say to people 把这个记录下来, make notes of it, make sure or record it. I think when you're using recorded in English, sometimes you mean to keep a audio record of it, right?
Yeah.
Audio record of it.
Right.
But in Chinese, 记录 only carries the meaning of make notes of. If you want to record something, keep a audio record of something, it is supposed to be 录音.
录音.
录音, yes, it's no longer 记录.
Okay. Okay.
我一定会做好会议记录的. 我还准备了 PPT, 现在就拷给你.
This is, I also have a PPT, so let me send it to you. So let's see if I can get this. 我还, so hi here is this will?
Is also.
Also. 准备, this is like ready, right? Get ready, get something ready.
Get ready, prepare, yes.
Yeah, I'll get ready a PPT. 现在, this is now, right? 九 is then.
Yeah.
And then 拷给你, 给你 means to give you.
To
right?
give you.
So here, 拷 is this copy?
Yes.
Okay.
It's short for 拷贝.
Okay. So then I'll give you, right now I'll give you a copy.
Yes. So here 准备, we know 准备 is prepare or get ready. And here it's prepare, and it's actually, it means I prepared PPT. So I have it already. I have a
准备了.
So if you want to ask people, do you have it? You can, of course, say 你有, you have something, or you can also say 你准备了 something something 吗?
你准备了吗?
Yeah, and the funny thing is, if you say 你准备好了吗, that's are you ready? But if you 你准备稿子了吗, have you prepared your speech notes? Or your speech it in as well. And the here the similarity in the pronunciations, right? 拷贝 copy.
拷贝 copy. Okay.
Yeah, so
you can.
this is one of the words that are, I would say, introduced into the Chinese language from let's say some other civilizations. We have 拷贝 copy. Previously, I think I shared the salad, 沙拉. And coffee, 咖啡.
Yeah.
So these are words that are introduced to Chinese, and you can still find the hints in the pronunciation of it. Which reminds me that I have a question for our dear listeners watching. Can you name some other words in Chinese that are actually introduced from other cultures, other languages, and they share the similar pronunciation to their original language?
Wi-Fi.
Ooh! That is not, I think
that works. Yeah.
Wi-Fi is a little bit like PPT.
If I go any place in Beijing and I say 你有 Wi-Fi 吗? They all say 有.
Yes, but that is similar to PPT actually. That is, you use the word directly in Chinese and everyone understands you. So PPT stands for PowerPoint. I think if you prepared a presentation, you would have a PowerPoint helping you sometimes. And in Chinese, we say PPT a lot. So you can just use it directly. Everybody understands. Yes, so let me know if you can think of any words in the Chinese language that you can use directly, or you know the word and the word shares the similar pronunciation with let's say its English equivalent. Let me know in the comment area. And for Tony, do you think we can practice the conversation now?
Yeah, why not? Let's give it a shot.
Okay, you start.
Okay. 今天下午开例会吗？
是的，而且这周轮到我分享了。
很期待呢。Was that wrong?
You're right, and you should continue.
I have to keep going. Okay. 我一定会做好会议记录的。
我还准备了 PPT， 现在就考给你。You're listening to Takeaway Chinese with myself, Niuniu and Tony. We'd love to hear from you. Send us your thoughts by email to learnchinese@cri.com.cn. Coming up next, let's learn more about meetings and learn more about one of the major meetings in the country, 两会, the 2 sessions. Don't go away, so you will take some Chinese away. And that is the recording of the first part. I think we're being more comprehensive just because we have the words floating around us, and it's easier for you guys to get to know what they mean and to learn. So yeah, I'm being more thorough with them.
I think when you repeat the words again and again, like 而且, like now I
See,
there,
you think of 而且.
Say it again and again and again, and I'm like, all right, I think I got it.
I appreciate that a lot. I realize if I repeat it again and again and again with different sentences, it's actually useful.
It sticks a little bit more. If it's just like a one-time sweeper, then it's like, okay, yeah, that's gone.
It's not gone. It's in the deepest area in your head and embedded there. Yes. Okay, so let's see what are some questions you guys have here in the CRI Learn Chinese Facebook page, as well as YouTube channel and 英语环球广播微博啊，我们来看一下。I hope one day I will go to study in China too. That's from Raz. Thank you. And I like your profile photo, I have to say.
Oh, I have to give him some advice. If he does come to China...
It's a she, I think.
Oh, she?
Yeah, it's a she.
Okay, if you come to China to study Chinese, get away from English speakers or people that speak the same language as you, because you will, like me, you'll start speaking your language and your progress will be very slow. And that's kind of my thing.
Yeah, that's a good suggestion.
yeah. I mean, it happens, I think, everywhere. A lot of people, like, when I was in college, a lot of international students, they would hang out with each other, and so their English wouldn't improve. And so it's just
don't do that.
It's a pitfall that it's easy to fall into.
Yeah. And Max saying, 请问这个两会似乎是相当于美国的 State of the Union address, is it?
Maybe that's probably an approximation of it.
Okay. Well, I'm not that familiar with the political system in the United States, or to be honest, any other countries. But I think the gist of any country when it comes to lawmaking as well as suggestion giving, it's similar. That is, you would have an entire process of voting and deciding on things. You would also have a process of making suggestions, making motions and bills and proposals different. In China, that's in 2 different sessions. That's the 2 sessions. But I think in different countries, they can be quite different.
Oh, yeah.
The process can be different, but the main idea stays the same. At the same time, Jessie saying, I will be able to join the podcast when it appears on China Plus Radio. Yay! Good to know. Steve saying, I missed the meeting yesterday. No. Why? Why did you miss a meeting? I think one other thing about virtual meeting is that I miss virtual meetings. I just forgot they exist. I forgot to attend. Sometimes I do that. We have Christian saying the best way to start the right way to manage of garbage is reduce the use of single-use plastic. We learn in Latino America that it's not enough recycle without reduce. Yeah, that's a good point. I think nowadays in China we see the reduction of single-use supplies, especially in the canteen industry, quite a lot, even though sometimes people would complain a little bit about the instead of plastic straw, they're now using paper, which make the taste of the beverage a little bit strange.
Yeah, it's a bit different. The
it's a bit different.
It just doesn't go in your mouth the same way, and it's just weird.
But I think that is the price we have to pay. That is the cost. If it can actually improve the environment and protect it, I think it's worth it.
Or just don't use a straw at all.
Oh yeah, don't use a straw.
Drink it right out of the cup, or I think in Starbucks they have these little lids where you can just kind of slurp it down.
Yeah, that's a good way.
And it works. But yeah, the plastic is kind of getting out of control. You can build a country just with plastic alone.
Yes. And we have Isaiah saying dumplings and brainstorming. Are you talking about the kind of your favorite meeting? Because that would be my favorite meeting. Oh, in the Chinese concept, we have 茶话会.
Cha, so tea.
Tea.
And what?
话.
话.
说话.
话, isn't that...
You're going to say painting, aren't you?
Yeah, that was in my mind.
No, it's talking. 说话.
Okay.
So 茶话会 would be the kind of...
so many words come to mind, right? Like, how do you say flower?
花.
Painting. How do you say painting?
话. Okay, so 茶话会 would be the kind of meeting you have where you and the fellow meeting participants have tea and sometimes some snack and talking to each other. So 茶话会, it's another meeting. It's kind of like a tea party, but a little bit more official than that.
Yeah, that sounds like a meeting I would like to attend, for sure.
So if we can instead have a 饺子话 meeting, so a dumpling meeting, that would be nice. So that's not a word. Don't remember that. It's not a word. Okay, so Max saying, I like that Chinese people are excited about 两会 and that they are aware of their government affairs. Thank you. I like that comment, and I am also happy about that situation. And 我每天都有会议. Yes, Christian, that is the right sentence. 我每天都有会议. I have meetings every day. 我每天都有会议. And also, yes, the last character E is not the E you're looking for. It's a different character. That is Tony's weekly heel. Do you call it that?
Achilles heel.
Achilles heel. Thank you. Achilles heel. That is
I'm Chinese tone deaf.
He mixes up characters a lot. They have the same pronunciation, but different character. Don't say you're Chinese tone deaf. That jeopardizes my teaching ability.
Don't take it personal. It's not about you.
Okay. Max saying 而且 therefore. Therefore is more like 所以. So as a
right?
reason, yes. So 所以 so therefore. 而且 is moreover. 而且 moreover. Or also 而且. And 也 is also. That's fun to say. It's also. And Christian saying you can put pinyin. Yes, they are doing that. And you guys are talking to each other. I love it when you guys teaching and sharing with each other. We say sharing is loving, right? Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring. So how to say share? Do you remember?
Yes. Give me a second. 分享.
分享 perfect. 分享 share 分享. Christian saying maybe the USB or coding luggage. Jesse saying I enjoy being able to watch these podcasts and broadcasts. Thank you. And Max saying, whoa, 两会 is a suggestion to the government. Got it. That's awesome. Okay, so 两会has two separate sessions. One is lawmaking, the other is suggestions to the government, or rather suggestions to the lawmakers. So you have the lawmakers making changes based on the suggestions they've already got, and you have the political advisory body having a discussion about what other, let's say, advice they'd like to make, proposal they'd like to put forward to the legislator. So two separate sessions, two separate functions.
So they can look at that and be like, yeah, this could possibly work, or like, nah, buddy, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, they do that.
Yeah.
Oh, I have tiny hands. When I read the comments, I also saw myself. Okay. Giovanni saying, why don't they eat straws like in the past? Question. You put forward that proposal to the legislators.
Bamboo straws, man. That would work.
That would work.
They look nice. They're, they're durable.
Yeah, and Jesse saying I always enjoy Tony on streams. He is on quite a lot of different broadcasts. Yes, you are the star, right. Tony.
Awesome.
Awesome.
It's always nice to hear people that, explore the products.
Yes, and we have more comments from 英语环球广播的微博啊，周杰伦的迷妹9026 friend leaving us a comment is apparently J-Cho. And being 会议值得一去. This is a really nice meeting. It's worth going. You have to be elected to go. You know that, right? But yeah, I think for many people, if you are being very successful and prominent in your respective fields, it is really possible that you will be elected to at least the political advisory body, that is the CPPCC. You will go there and make suggestions in your own field. We know a lot of famous people that are members.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you. I just heard that Chun Long or Jackie Chan.
Yeah, he's a member.
Huh?
Yeah, so we have some star members, I would say.
J-Cho one too?
I'm not really sure. Not really sure. Possibly no. And 吴本清贵人 saying 知识产权保护工作需要进一步加强. Yeah, that is a good suggestion as well. So intellectual protection. So
yeah,
something that requires much protection, and especially for us because we don't really create something concrete that you can see, solid, a real, let's say physical product. We create intellectual product.
Right. Something digital, so somebody can just be like, oh, I like that. That's pretty cool. Let me
download it and copy that.
Let me copy it and then get rich off of it.
That is not even the worst situation. Recently, we saw someone having an entire website with my face. I do not know that person, and the website is selling the product we make here on Sierra. I learned Chinese, and that is whoa to me. So, if you're watching, stop doing that.
Did we sue him?
I think we're going to sue them recently.
Yeah,
we'll talk to them first, but if they would not listen, probably we'll sue them. So yes, 知识产权保护很重要. I agree with you. And if any of you guys watching the live stream come across something that has nothing to do with your I Learn Chinese, yet with our product on it, let us know.
Well, they might have a leg up on you. They may they might alter the photo a little bit. So it's not you. See, you're missing an I here. So it's not you. And they might change the CRI to like CRL, but the L doesn't look quite like the I.
That's scary, having a pirate teaching
because
Chinese.
If you go to court with that, it's like, well, technically they altered it, so it's not the same. So yeah, you would lose that. They could
Ooh, that's scary. And we have 云海仙桥666 saying 两会开始了，知识也该多些用处了。That's true. 漫长人生和气聊 I like this name so much. 这个知识不知多少 There are so many of such knowledge. And 漫长人生和气聊 actually means we have a long life. We should stick to it and never give up. So yes, that's kind of funny as well. Okay, so right before we start the second part of the recording, we have another video prepared for you guys. If you have been watching till now, you would have a, let's say, rather better sense of what the two sessions are about, 两会 already. But here in this video, I think this video is made 1 or 2 years ago, so it's not the latest one. Yet this is a very important and interesting one because it shows us the history of 两会，两会的历史，一起来了解一下。
China's political season is upon us. Every year in March, 2 meetings are held in Beijing. Collectively, they're known as the two sessions, or 两会. They make up the biggest annual political event in the country, and they're meant to push forward China's development. But where exactly did the idea of 两会come from? It began 69 years ago. The first Chinese People's Political Conference met. 662 representatives from all walks of life attended the meeting. This was when the founding of the People's Republic of China was proclaimed. Beijing was then made the capital of China, the 5-star red flag became the national flag, and the March of Volunteers became the national anthem, all at the same session. However, the second meeting of the two sessions did not take place for another 5 years. In 1954, China's top legislative body, the National People's Congress, met. Deputies voted to pass the Constitution of the People's Republic of China. That was the first constitution in China. In 1960, the newly built Great Hall of the People became the permanent host of the two sessions. China began its reforms and opening up in 1978. The country was on the path to become a powerhouse, with its economy becoming the world's second largest. As a nation, China has achieved remarkable development, and living standards in the country have improved considerably. Socialism with Chinese characteristics was about to demonstrate its vigor and vitality. Also in 1978, the two sessions was institutionalized. That year, new laws were passed, a legal system was set up, and the country's basic political structure was established. It is now 1988, and there's been a change in the two sessions. For the first time, delegates are debating with more vigor, and there are different opinions raising in public. Also in this year, the first news conference by the Premier was held. More than 400 Chinese and international journalists attended the conference and raised questions. It has since become a tradition. 10 years ago, in 2008, 3 migrant workers' deputies attended NPC. They were the first to represent China's migrant workforce. The number grew 10 times in just 5 years. In 2013, the Great Hall of the People became once again the center of global attention. The new generation of China's top leadership was elected at the two sessions.
习近平同志当选为中华人民共和国主席。
Ever since, China, led by Xi Jinping, has been working steadily towards achieving the great rejuvenation of the Chinese nation. From trying to achieve a moderately prosperous society in all respects, and working on deepening reform efforts, to advancing the rule of law and introducing the 13th five-year plan, and emphasizing the need to strengthen the discipline of CPC members. Major initiatives have been introduced, one after another. The two sessions mark China's annual political high season. It plays a vital role in the history of the country's development, especially this year, as it follows the CPC's 19th National Congress when a new central leadership was elected. Watch CGTN for all you need to know.
Ta-da! That's the history of the two sessions. History, 历史, 两会的历史. Quite impressive, isn't it?
历史.
Yes, 历史,
It's a new
history.
word. Write that down.
It brings back a lot of memories. When I was a kid, I see this black and white TV, this colorless TV, and many important things happen, and I watched them on TV, and I was, wow, so cool to be a host. Didn't realize that.
And look at you now.
Didn't realize that how significant change of far we've already developed. We've been, or how many we've been through already. That's quite impressive, I have to say.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, very short period of time. A lot of progress.
Yes. So for those of you who have just tuning in, this is Niuniu with CRI Learn Chinese Facebook page, YouTube channel, as well as 英语环球广播. I'm in the studio with Mr. Tony Reed doing Takeaway Chinese podcast, so you can see the process of the making of the podcast, and at the same time you would be able to interact with us directly. We have some more comments here. We have Mark saying, and in Cantonese is also, ooh, that's cool. I'd like to know that, Cantonese.
So you don't know what he's saying then, huh?
Yes, and I see Sean saying, 我寻找例会. 我寻找例会. I'm looking for a meeting. That is, I'm not really sure what you're trying to say. How about you give us
looking
the English?
Forward to a meeting?
No, 寻找 is look for. Search for. So how about you give us the meaning of the sentence and we can help you with the Chinese. And we have RPN saying, I also work for a local radio station in Nepal. Is it possible to be friends with the presenters to give information about it in Nepal? Of course, let us know. For those of you who want to get in touch, you can find my personal public page. You can search for Niuniu Chinese. That's me, Niuniu Chinese. And if you follow me and send me messages directly, I will be able to see them. So yes, and thank you for doing that. And if you like the live stream, please like and share and comment much as possible. It helps us a lot as well. So thank you. Jesse saying, I follow quite a few podcasts, and for some I actually listen to the complete broadcast on the website on my iPhone. Christian saying, I'm going to start a channel of learning Chinese with Niuniu, 100% original. Okay, so I see many. And Christian saying Miao Miao for not have legal issues. So yes, Christian is starting a website called Learning Chinese with Miao Miao, and I think is inspired by you, because you said if you change anything there will be no copyright issue. You guys are, bad influence to each other. Yes. And now it's time for us to finish the second half of the recording of Takeaway Chinese, and after that we'll get back to you. Don't worry and don't go away. Welcome back to Takeaway Chinese. I'm Niu Honglin with Tony. So Tony, what do you know about the Chinese 两会? Since we've been talking about 会议 meetings, 例会 regular meetings, 周会 weekly meetings, 年会 annual meetings.
约会?
You don't really say 约会. I think 约会is a kind of 例会, right? Once a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, we don't have 约会.
Really?
Well, I'm not familiar with 约会.
Okay.
I think it's just too close to appointment. 约会. No, it's not the reason. It's just I'm not really sure about 约会, but 年会 for sure. And here another very important concept would be 两会, the two sessions. Do you know what that is?
Well, yeah. Now, right? I mean, we talked about it. It's the time where the government gets together and pushes forward some laws, and then I think the other session is where people make suggestions, where they would like to see some of these things come into play. May happen, may not. So yeah, that's pretty much.
Yes, and for those of you who are taking notes, the two sessions is shorthand for the annual sessions of the National People's Congress. That's NPC. It's not a non-player character. It's National People's Congress, NPC.
Character.
And the National Committee of the Chinese People's Political Consultative Conference. That's CPPCC. So NPC is for lawmaking, whereas CPPCC is the top political advisory body. That's their function. And in Chinese, we have short names for them too. We say 人大. So 人民代表大会, that's 人大. And we have 政协.
Isn't 人 person?
人 person, people. It's National People's Congress,
then
right?
That's big, right?
大 is 大会. It's a major meeting, right?
Okay.
And we have 政治协商. 政治 is political. 协商 is consultative, but it's also like discussing and talking and, let's say, communicating and, you know, consultative. 政治协商会议, so 政协, 人大和政协. And 人大和政协, that meeting or the two sessions is one of the most important political events here in China, as you can probably understand from now. And for this year, it's with special meaning. That is because the 14th five-year plan is also going to be confirmed this year. So 14-5.
So I think that this kind of glazes over people who are not aware, because it did for me since I've been here. And the 14th five-year plan?
14th five-year
plan. Didn't make any sense to me at all. So I think the 5-year, this is a plan that's they're supposed to, I guess, enact things that they want done in 5 years.
Yes.
Right?
So imagine it's for a family or for a company. You would have short-term plan, you would have long-term plan, and you also have let's say a plan for a period of time. So short-time plan, for example, we are going to go shopping next week. That's our short-term plan. We have a plan of going to a huge supermarket and stock a lot of stuff. That's for next week. But for example, for the coming year, we need to save some money for the kids to go to school. And for the long-term plan, perhaps after the kids off to college, mom and dad are going to do things like traveling the globe, and they need to make plans for that. Same goes with a company or for a country. The country would have a long-term plan. I think you can say that at a certain point in 100 years or 50 years, we would like to achieve a certain goal. And the 5-year plan, you can understand it as a intermediate level plan.
Okay.
That is, it's long enough to make actual changes, because it's really hard to make changes to an entire country. You need small steps. But 5 year is long enough to make changes, yet it's not too short that you have very specific projects. So that is.
So 5-year plan, and there's been 14 of them.
There's
so
been
every
14
5
of them.
years they renew these plans.
Yes. So 这是第14个5年计划，14-5. That's shorthand for 第14个5年计划。
That makes sense. And the 2 sessions is more of a short-term plan, or we need to do this year.
Yes, adjust things.
Okay.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, so I think previously when I was a kid, I didn't understand or let's say, I understood the importance of my family meetings, but I didn't quite understand the importance of having huge meetings with a lot of members. But gradually you realize more complicated and difficult and important an organization is a company, a society, a country, more, let's say, necessary it is to have huge meetings so that people would be again on the same page and understand where things are going.
Right.
So 两会, the 2 sessions. On top of NPC and the CPPCC, there are things like 提案 and 议案. You don't have to, let's say, master the using of these 2 words. Just remember, one is for suggestions, one is for bill or motion. So one is going to be law really soon, one is only in the form of an idea. And there are many fun, different, let's say, suggestions being
what kind
proposed.
of suggestions are people, I mean, I would like to know. I mean, there was the one where people would like to have half a day off. This is kind of a cool suggestion.
Another suggestion I recently read is that there is a suggestion saying that kids in primary school, so primary school students, should stop having homework. but they would have longer school hours.
Oh, wow.
So now I think for primary school students, most of them would leave school around 3:30, which is quite early in the day. It is hard for the parents to pick them up. So people are putting forward a suggestion saying that, you know, we should allow them to have no homework, instead of making all the homework schoolwork. So 不留作业 would be no homework, and it'll be nice if, you know, they can stay in the school till around 7 o'clock in the evening, so they don't have to stay till 7 o'clock
in the evening. So they get there at 7:30, right? So they're almost there for 12 hours. It's a long time.
You don't have to, but
and
you
there's so
can
many
if you
tests
want.
these kids have to study for, especially here, you know.
So
in
you're
China.
not a fan of that?
Well, I don't think it's going to fly, because it's like, I mean, you have to prepare for these examinations. Unless they're going to like move these examinations out of the way, then
they're not going to move the examinations out of the way. I love examinations.
You're going to have to have these this homework to prepare for it. So
see, that's what meetings are for. You discuss, you propose different ideas, and you choose the one that's best for the country to use to serve the people.
Not going to fly, that one.
Maybe that's not a practical one for now. We'll see. And
this is fun. Do you have any others?
I think that's about the one I got.
Wow.
There are some that asking about making amendments to the, let's say, filmmaking industry, to different industries, and to have different policies supporting environmental protection. And I have to say, for these different kind of suggestions or bills or motions, they are put forward by different people. Actually, when I was doing the street interview, I interviewed some expats living in China, and they are also concerned about the 2 sessions or 两会, and their suggestions are very down to earth, very, let's say, closely related to them. So let's check out what do they care the most about the 2 sessions. Hello everyone, happy to see you guys not in the studio but here on the streets. In the previous episode, we interviewed some Chinese residents regarding their questions, concerns, and wishes to the 2 sessions 两会 here in China. Today, we're going to focus on the expats living in China and go have an ask around about what do they care the most about 两会. Let's go.
I am from Ecuador. I've been living in Beijing for many years already.
I'm come from Holland.
How long have you been here in China?
Almost 3 years.
Hi, so my name is Ignat and I arrived from London last year, so I'm quite new to China, but yeah, I'm quite enjoying it so far.
My name's Ryan, I'm British. I've lived here 5.5 years.
Yeah, I'm Tammy. I've also lived here 5.5 years and we're both British.
My name is Douglas Quarrel. I'm from the United States. And I've been living here in Beijing for 1.5 years. I lived in Shanghai for 5.
Yeah, I think it's friendly. It's open to a certain extent.
Very nice. I'm really enjoying it.
In the bigger cities, there are many signs on the street that are not only in Chinese but also in English. That helps a lot. I believe it's a foreigner-friendly society.
I have lots of friends and family back in Europe, and it's challenging times for everyone. And here it seems like the life moved on quite quick, you know, and it's beneficial for everyone. Yeah.
Much easier than our families have it back home. We were lucky enough to teach online, so our work went entirely online, so we weren't affected really at all. Gave us more time to spend at home, start raising a family.
China, because it reacted so quickly, it just felt like everything was safer here. When we compare to our family back home, it's a bit of a mess. They've been at work and then in lockdown, and then back at work and then in lockdown again now.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a mess, whereas here it already feels like, almost like it didn't happen. You know, some changes, but it feels a lot safer to live here after that.
No, not really.
Really?
No, I think you are very well organized comparing European cities. So, yeah, I don't have any remarks about that.
Personally, I'd like to see a bit more ease of access for foreigners with their visa situations. I mean, we're trying to get our new baby registered at the moment, and there's so many hoops we have to jump through. We're very, very happy living here. We love this country. It'd just be nice if it was a bit easier to get everything sorted.
For me, just I'd like to see them continue the environmental changes like recycling. We've noticed that's really been implemented in the past year or so. So more steps like that where you can see good changes for the earth would be good as well.
I think that we would like to be maybe part of the community too, because it is a community, and it's just, now it's an international community, but I think that more of us would like to be more involved and be part of it and actually embedded.
Right now we have the COVID pandemic, so anything to help other countries would be a nice idea for this 2021.
Yes.
Yeah.
No matter if you are a student, an entrepreneur, or a hired professional in China, your opinion matters. What do you want to know about the Chinese society? Share with us in the comments. See you next time. All right, so that is some, I think the last video we're going to see for this live stream. And when I was interviewing the expats, I cannot believe I forgot to interview Tony sitting right here. So if you have the chance to propose a suggestion to the legislators, to the lawmakers, what suggestion would you make?
Well, at the same time, I understand why it's being done. In terms of the biggest pain in the neck for me is the visa process.
Same with
getting the official documents and having that sent over, and then of course the notarization or the getting all of the paperwork is really tough. And also I think, I mean, when I first came here, it wasn't really a big deal if you got promoted. You can just promote and it's fine. Your old paperwork would still apply, but now it's been changed, so you have to I think you have to go through the process again, and for anyone that's really tough. So I think, yeah, if that could be kind of scaled down just a little bit, I mean that would make the coming to work here a lot more attractive. But I think for most people, when they look at the process and how long it takes and how much money it costs and everything that you have to do, it's like, nah, I'm not doing that.
I totally understand what you're saying, and judging from my personal experience, when I have to study and work a little bit abroad, it's the same situation. So I think that situation, or that many hoops need to be disabled. Can I say that? Disassembled.
And stipulations are climbing.
Yeah, for all the countries, not only China, but we are happy to welcome more and more of you coming and studying and let's say working. I believe this is a culture that you will find more and more interesting once you get to know it. And let me have a final shout out to our friends online. I'm saying I I see Terry saying, I still have so much to learn. Oh, I think it's a nice thing. We have recommended a Chinese saying, 学无止境. Knowledge has no limit. You can always learn. But learning is something fun. And for me, learning makes me feel fulfilled and happy.
It's supposed to be fun, yeah.
Yeah.
Depends on how you deliver. You think you do a pretty good job?
Thank you. Christian saying it's very good that the experts of some topic have voice in the lawmaking process. The common thing in other countries is they don't listen to the experts and make bad and stupid laws without technical advice. I'm sure it's not entirely that, but thank you for that comment. And Max saying, 请问 is CGTN part of your company? I watch the news there. Yes, I think for I Learn Chinese, you find us here. You can also find 英语环球广播 in the domestic platform. CGTN as in the form of TV and some new media, and we also have the China Plus brand. So yeah, we are all in this big and happy family. So if you listen or get your news there, it's part of us. Yes, I'm saying it proudly. Christian is happy about the homework suggestion. So no homework, more playtime. And Ni Hao is here with us. Thank you so much. And William A. Warrior saying, thank you, China, for your good example to the world. Thank you so much for that comment. We are going to, wow, I am saying this on behalf of China. I feel so strange now. But we are, each and every individual Chinese, we are doing our very best to make our lives better, to make the country better, and to make the world a better place, hopefully. And thank you guys so much for being with us for this a little bit longer than 1 hour in this live stream.
I was looking at the clock like, wait a minute now. I think we're a little over the time.
Because I think it's a fun topic and we all care about it. And thank you guys so much for all of your nice comments. And if you like the live stream, please like and share as well. It is very much appreciated. And thank you so much. We will see you next time in another live stream.
See you guys next time. It's always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure. Bye-bye, everybody.